Test. Can you hear me? Up on YouTube land. Pride Weekend, happy Pride Weekend. The beginning of the Pride. At least in New York City. Test. Do you hear me up in YouTube land? Can you hear me up in YouTube land?
Got to fight to keep on dreaming, and the whole world seems like it's plotting and scheming.
I hope you got your drinks. Maris 21. Miss View. Day number what? 8? 6 or 8? Between 6 and 8, right?
Keep a man up, never let him down.
See, if I was a go-go boy, this would be my song on top of the speaker. Okay, I have 35 pounds of. Break it down, break it down. Hello, just read my book. You got your drinks ready? One of them nights. We're about to break it down. All right, let's do it. Oh, we have descended. We were in a blue atmosphere and we went on the elevator straight to hell. Drop a bomb on that. Okay. Yes. My fabulous people, thank you for being here. It is what it is. If you have stumbled upon my channel, I am Juanki and welcome to my world. It's a cornucopia of stuff. A bunch of them are going to go try to Google what cornucopia is. Okay. How's everybody doing? It is Pride Weekend. Yes. Today starts Pride. So I anticipate today's live to be a safe one, Miss Viewers of You, and I just read my book because a known prostitute named Rico Deante Barber should technically be walking the streets. Okay, this is the weekend where if your body's together and you know how to hustle, you make a lot of good money in this weekend. Yep. So the prostitutes are here from Atlanta. Okay, they are here. They've been putting videos out from the clubs. Oh, by the way, if you got your drink, look, my mouth is watering already. I'm gonna have just a simple humble nouveau tonight. Okay, drop a bomb on that. Just a simple humble nouveau. My husband is enjoying his drink. He drinks something else. He's over there drinking it and watching me on a monitor. You know, always supporting his baby. I love you, baby. I love you. Happy Pride, baby. Yes, we are just, I sure will drop a bomb on that. Spreading the HIV infested penis. Get money, bitch. But see, the thing is that you had to have your body put together. Okay, now I'll give you that you're gonna go from $15 to 20, maybe 25. But I mean, is that what you're worth? That's what you're worth, okay? And how do we know that the prostitute was gonna be here? You should be conserving your battery and on your Jack profiles and all of that, because the gentlemen's Miss View, they arrived tonight. Well, they actually arrived earlier today, and they are out and about, okay? They are going to be out and about at the club. You know, Harlem just opened up a new, lounge. Naris 21, I don't know if you've seen it. And, just read my book. My mouth is watering from the Nouveau. But Harlem just opened up a new, lounge. And they've been doing their stuff on social media. They got all the whores and prostitutes, all the OnlyFans girls that were like in the porn films and stuff like that. That, you know, now they're doing their own thing. They are over there, right? They drop a bomb on that. Okay, they are all over there. Let me just set this. I want it off frame. Let me just set this there. They are all over there, okay? It's about to be a prostitution ring up in there, sting ring, because I'm sure NYPD is watching and clocking them. But that's what they're doing. Okay, let me just catch up with the messages. Let's see here. Well, before that, I want to say thank you for being here, Miss View, Naris 21, just read my book. My husband, the Incredible Hulk, okay? Yes, baby. I cheers to you, my baby. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for giving me the life that you have given me. I love you so much. And so cheers, baby. Click. All right. If you're having a drink with me, please go ahead. It's going to be one of them nights. It's no script. I don't need a script. I could just come out here and and recite what these people have shown us, okay? That's what it is. Ooh, Nouveau, so good. Nouveau. Okay, let me go ahead and say hello to the people and catch up. Just read my book. Hello, Nouveau. All right. Just read my book says, the Nouveau bottles are so pretty to me. They look like perfume. Yes. Absolutely. When they first came out, that's what I was like. And then it was so, like, it was, they were trying to go for the female audience, obviously. You know, that's why they had a female spokesperson, and then they try to sneak it in there into the videos, the hip hop videos and stuff like that. But yeah, I always wonder, I'm like, the production of it, like the cap and the actual bottle in itself, like it has an expensive packaging, in other words. So, but I love it. It's delicious. It's actually vodka and champagne. Drop a bomb on that. And it gets me lit quickly, okay? I can only have one bottle tonight, okay? We only having one bottle because it really gets me going real quick. Let's see. Naris 21 says, oh shit, you remember what happened last time? We had a 4-hour stream of this drink. Really? I don't remember that. I remember the start of the stream. I remember the ending of the stream, but I don't remember anything in between. So if it was a 4-hour stream, then here we go. We have the precursor for a 4-hour stream on this Pride weekend. All right, let's continue to see. Just read my book is laughing. Okay, Rica Deontay Barber, the known prostitute infested, says, why you hate on people making money? I absolutely do not hate on people making money. I hate on people who are infecting people. Drop a bomb on that. Absolutely. That I will hate. I hate on people who are able bodies and make their disease work for them. I definitely hate on that. I hate on a man who want to take a spot away from the pregnant woman or the woman who has a whole bunch of kids and needs the aid. But because they want to be walking around saying they got the AIDS, they're trying to get the aid. If you understand what I'm saying, drop a bomb on that. That's what I hate. Definitely hate. Never hated on somebody making money, okay? Hate on people who panhandle and beg. Definitely, absolutely. Hate on quote unquote men's who are not even cut out to be a bitch. Drop a bomb on that. Now, if the shoe fits, then wear it. Okay, definitely that. But let's see. That's why I'm here, bitch. You are always here. You are so interested in whatever I got going on over here with my people. Let me be here with 3 people if that's what it is. You know, you don't know what we got going on. You don't know what we got going on. Let it be that. Bye. Goodbye. Bye, bitch. Bye. Please. And please, go ahead and be bye for real. Okay? Take a shower. Because you talk about me, but you want to be in a social media. Aren't you a social media influencer? You're supposed to want to be talked about. Drop a bomb on that. Huh? You're supposed to be talked about. You're supposed to like it. Because you're a social media influencer. Ain't that what you tell the lady up in the front of the STD clinic on one of your lives? That you was a social media influencer and that you was getting bullied. A grown-ass man, okay, with the virus. All right, who has been through so much, left one state to go to another state to suck up resources, right? Has all his life has had to fight, but he's up there almost in tears, telling the girl up in the front that he's a social media influencer and he's being bullied, okay? They bullied me. There's 21, just read my book. They bullied me. I'm a 30-something year old, 30 years old, alone, man, and they bullied me on the internet. Internet that you could easily turn the switch off, right? Right? What kind of grown man is getting bullied online? Really, bitch? Really, hoe? Really? Okay? All right.
I've already cussed this motherfucker out. I don't give a fuck what you say. Bitch, sit your ass down in your motherfucking bird nest, you bird-headed bitch, and shut the fuck up.
There
and
you
take
go.
note, ho.
Take note. Look, it's 9:22. Go douche very well, and go hit the streets. This is the time for you to make some good 20s, okay? This is the time. Go hang around the bar and the lounge. Wait for them to get real drunk or real high, real high, and then go and attack and infect and kill. Okay, drop a bomb on that. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Rico Deante Barber, and we're not gonna spend much time because he just wants the attention so bad. So I used him as my opening monologue. Thank you very much. Used him as my opening monologue. And as very often with the men that he deals with, he's going to get discarded and thrown to the side of the live. Okay? Drop a bomb on that. Okay? And that's that. Let me tell you something, and I'll finish with this, Rico Deante Barber. This is the way that everything could be done, and we could both move on. If you don't come in here, okay, infested bitch. If you don't come in here, you won't get your feelings hurt. But every single time, right, there's people here who make themselves known, and then my husband is helicoptering because, even in the virtual world, he's there to protect and defend me. But you're always in the front row. Always in the front row. Stop saying that. Rico Deante Barber. The Barbers. Okay, I said it. What you gonna do? I said it. Okay? With that said, young 35-year-old man, it's time for you to go douche. Go douche. Okay, just read my book. That's when he sticks a bottle up his rectum and douches and cleans his insides out for the massive hours of lubrication. Don't forget the lubrication and penis per hour that he's going to ingest anally. Okay? That's so he needs to go do that. He needs to go do that because it's 9:25. You got to get it ready. It takes a process and the whole nine. So you could be in the streets by 11 o'clock. Okay? So the Johns can go ahead. All right? With that said, I hope you guys are having a drink with me. I am already feeling, and I only had like this much, but I'm already feeling it. It was a good week. It was a good week. My husband and I are staying in. Okay, we are not going to go partake in the festivities. We got our own party going on, And as I was listening to the music and playing my lights and all that, one thing that I just remember. Just read my book in Naris 21. All my life, right? I've done this with the lights and all that. I've had like, in my living rooms when when I had my own apartments before I got married. When I was a bachelor, I had like every place that I had what's called a thrust system, which is the metal like cage thing that you see in like the clubs or where you hang the lights. And I have professional DJ lights that in every corner that can come together and do the whole thing, do a spotlight. And I had a board that I can control. I had wireless microphones. My friends and I, because I had a lot of performer friends, we would do karaoke. We would like designate one night to be a performance night, and like everybody would come and have their own thing. And we would be like, it would be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and we're doing our thing, a fog machine. And when I was doing the music just now and the lights and all that, it just gave me a flashback to that. And you create the good energy wherever you are, wherever you create it. You make yourself happy. I didn't have to be out in the streets, living in the club or the lounge or getting into trouble or coming across all sorts of characters, especially in the New York City scene. Like I love that I was able to, if I wanted to go crazy, invite a couple of friends over, turn the lights, and we could just have a great, safe, you know what I'm saying, time without having to go out and all of that. So it was a good time. It was definitely a good time. Absolutely a good time. But now that I'm married and been married, we're in our second home. I love just spending time with my husband. Like, I would not trade being here with my husband this whole weekend for anything. Even being on a float with some wings, a G-string, and some gold sneakers, okay, gyrating on a float down 42nd Street. Like, none of that. I just love being with my Incredible Hulk. We're going to do some barbecue tomorrow. Set up some stuff out there and just hang out and love each other and enjoy our company. Time is limited, okay, for some more than others, but faster than others, but time, and you just never know. And I just want to be able to spend my time with my husband, okay? I love you, baby. I love you, baby. Anyway, so what has been going on these streets? What has been happening? I had a good time doing my theater talk episode 1. We did headshots. I don't think I've ever done that. Show all the headshots. I was getting all the stuff together, and I was looking at like how I've changed throughout the years, and like from my very first one, and it gave me flashbacks of like when I got it, how what made me get that particular one, the process of getting it, and the whole night, and just the journey that I've had when it came down to like the arts was really fulfilling. And really made me feel good. And I'm going to continue the series. That was kind of like the trial, but I was like, you know what? This is good. I'm going to do a playlist. I think the next one I'm going to do is going to be on, now that you have your headshots, right? What goes in the back, which is your resume. And then I'm going to go down mine and reminisce on some of the shows that I've done, the people that I've met. I've been very fortunate to have been part of some really, really fun groups. Learned a lot from people that were more skilled than me, and in turn, I was able to get some of those tools. You are as good as the people you surround yourself with. You know what I mean? So that's why I always try to be with people who were in a different experience bracket than I was, because I felt like I was getting some of that. Some of that experience, and just learning from just watching other people do what they do. So I'm definitely going to come back with that. We're going to do a couple more of those, and I'll have a playlist. So just read my book. The next one is going to be the actual resume building and what to do when you don't have a lot of credits. Because at some point, everybody started with a blank piece of paper in their professional performing resume. I certainly did. And so how do you complement and supplement the lack of experience so that when you go to an audition and they, you're wowing them and they're looking at your picture and they flip that back to see the resume, and you may not have, a lot of time, a lot of training, but they're seeing raw talent. You know what I'm saying? How do you sell it so that the fact that you don't have that much training or experience doesn't get in the way? Just read my book. And there is ways of doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get into it when I do the show. So keep an eye on keep on the lookout for that. And I'm just gonna pass the tips that I learned over the years. My resume, like I said, at one point I started with just a blank page, and then I'm at the level now where we've had to drop things so that it all fits in one page, because you still want it to fit in one page. So there's different things that you do. Having been on a tour for 10 years, I mean, there's just so much there to put out, so, and then doing other things after that and even during that. So I will share that with you guys. All right, let's get into the mess. Okay, just read my book. I know you've been keeping abreast of the situation. I don't know what to say to the Cannonballs and to the Tommy. The Tommy, okay? I know the Cannonballs he's a grown man. He's fully grown. Castro Cannon is fully grown. But the Tommy, just read my book, the Tommy looks a little young. Is he young, or is it just swamp? Is he young, or is he just a swamp person, a swamp thing? Because it's giving like, to be quite honest, it gives slow in the like slow up here for both of them. It gives developmental issues. It gives it also gives I'm making this work for me, so I'm gonna play this role so that the Social Security people can give me a check. That's what I'm just telling you what it gives to me. Now I could be wrong, but that's what it's giving me. Okay, that's what it gives me. It gives, we're either pulling a scam that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit, or is giving, these are really swamp people, okay? And they don't know nothing, okay? Just read my book says, I may be wrong, but I thought I heard 29 drop a bomb on that. Okay. Just read my book. As a man, well, I'm not calling you a man. I'm just saying, as a man, what age do you think you're supposed to like have it together and be together? What I'm curious. And people in the audience, Naris 21, Miss View is a View. What age do you think? Is 29 the age to be with this mess on social media? Do you think that as a man, you think this is appropriate? 25, drop a bomb on that. Just read my book says 25. Just read my book says 25. Yeah, having it together, I try to think, let's see, but I'm a different beast because my experience, again, I hate to always refer to, but theater was a big part of my development. And, at 12 years old to be, on tours and to be with like professional people, grown people, adult people, we had handlers, obviously, because we were young, but to be required to know this and know that and be here at this time. And, just read my book. For me, something that has completely stuck and for a while, it like after I got out of the theater atmosphere full time, it's something that I haven't really been able to break, is I was always taught to be wherever I needed to be half hour before I needed to be there. And I have wasted so much time in my life when it comes down to that because, then me trying to navigate New York City, the trains, all of that, and maybe I have to get off the train and walk a couple of blocks. That became like 45 minutes to an hour. before I needed to be anywhere. And so that became a habit where when I was in professional working environments, I was still showing up before it was time for me to be there. I've gotten better now, but it really took like decades for me to erase the training of if you don't be there half hour before you're supposed to be there, you're late, and that's just an example of like how from a young age, because I had certain people around and they had certain expectations and responsibilities, that kind of stuck with me, right? Now, these swamp kids, the swamp men, the swamp people, okay? I was watching the Tommy, because the Tommy's live all day, every day, okay? Thank you, Tommy. Thank you. Putting out the business left and right. And I want to give a shout out and a piece of advice, a nasty piece of advice to Castor Cannon. Castor Cannon, come here. Get a little bit of this. Take a to-go bag, okay? I heard a live of yours this morning. I think it was this morning, because he's also going like live 3 times a day now, letting us know every detail. Every detail, just read my book. I heard something about a police report. A police report, Naris 21. Now, I want to remind you that you are in the sector where people will literally walk to the precinct if they need to get any type of paperwork. And I want you to remember that we don't have to go to Arkansas. We don't have to go to the swamp. We don't have to interact with other swamp people to get the documents. He was out there this morning, or was it this afternoon? I don't know, one of the videos talking about police reports were going to be made, and you made one, so I'm going to make another one. And I just want you to understand that it's just a matter of time. If there's a police report made, it's just a matter of time before said police report makes it to the streets. Drop a bomb on that. It's just the truth. Just read my book. We seen it. Okay, so I will, I just don't understand. Just read my book. Why is it so hard for these homosexuals to just find another piece of, a nasty piece of penis and another garage to park it in or something? They're acting like they're the last 2 homosexuals in the world. Oh, maybe they have to be together. Maybe they have to be together. Maybe the profiles are such where they have to be together. You understand what I'm saying? Like maybe this is it. Like maybe they feel like this is it. Just read my book says. They both need to stay off Jay Wilson's listening to bad advice. Listen, Jay Wilson, and I'm glad you brought her up. I'm glad you brought her up, because y'all know how I feel about Jay Wilson. I can't stand her. Okay, never have, never will. That's an old tired queen right there. Another old tired queen that's gonna be alone, forever be alone. Okay, can't keep her. The only thing that he can keep around is Vivian Jennings. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, no hoe is ignored during this live, and I'm sorry. Well, why he call her a hoe? I didn't call her directly a hoe, but if the shoe fits, wear it. When you're the side chick for decades, knowing damn well that man is married, that will be considered a hoe. Yes, absolutely. Miss View says, I'm still here. Yeah, dealing with something. Okay, I hope everything is okay, Miss View. Thank you for always supporting. Okay, and I want to hear about. I think it's day 7 or 8 or 9. Vivian put her mama on camera on her deathbed. Recently? Oh my God. Well, she's not wrapped too tight. I know this for a fact. She's not wrapped too tight. She's not wrapped too tight. And I know she had a bad experience in the military. Yes. Wow. It's just nothing sacred anymore. I don't understand. Just like Miss View, The time. I'm so glad that we get to just like chill and talk. And if like a drag or a read comes out, then a drag and a read comes out. But she did it for Wilson's. That's insane. Open casket, Miss View? Like open casket, or just like we're at the service, closed casket. She's up there. The camera's back here. Like, did we literally see an open casket? I'm not trying to read right now, but if it came out as a read, it is what it is. I remember, Miss View. Do you remember she was still alive? Wait, she was still alive? Bien por her mama on camera on her death. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I just got chills. That's something else, man. That is really something else. She put her on, now she's dead. Oh, she put her on, now she's dead. Gosh. It's just nothing serious anymore. Oh, by the way, we are sitting in the red because, her last breath. Wow. That's crazy. That's just insane to me. That's crazy. But to show Wilson, as if she couldn't just send him a private message or FaceTime him directly, but we all needed to bear witness to what was happening. And let me guess, the anointed one took his grinder cum rag hands and placed them over the phone and virtually sent the energy, and she, on the other side, she started talking in tongues, and right before it was time for her to depart, right? Just read my book, says she did pass. I thought she was still alive. OMG. And I should not talk about Vivian Jennings, given that she's grieving. But, if you're touched about it or whatever, then, there's an exit button somewhere. You know better than to come over here, especially on a Nouveau night. I am so disappointed of them Vivian Jennings. I really am. A side chick for decades. Comes out here, tells us all her business, down to the mental struggles, because y'all know she's not wrapped too tight, based on an assault that happened during her time in the military. Now, that's very unfortunate, and I wish that they would have given her some help, or that she stuck to a program, and that she understood that this wasn't a healthy environment, and a friendship with a Jay Wilson, okay, it's not conducive to her development and to her healing. Drop a bomb on that. Excuse me. That's the one thing about the Nouveau. It gives me the burpees. I had respect for Miss Vivian Jennings, but then after the scamation of cum rags, he literally treats her like his resident slave. Yes, I said it, because that's what I feel. And I can say what I feel. Okay, this is how I feel based on what you presented to me. What you shown me you put it on YouTube, didn't you? What you put up on YouTube, and I ingested it, I processed it, and then this is how I feel about it. Okay, you don't have to like it. If you ain't like it, you ain't like it. But to me, it seems like Jay Wilson treats Vivian Jennings as his resident slave. Drop a bomb on that. And she wants to be liked so bad by him. At first, it was giving, she wants the pastor's butthole for a while. At first, it was giving Vivian Jennings is ready to strap on that rubber dildo onto her waist and turn that big faggot around and give it to him. That's what it was giving to me. No, it wasn't given to me. It was that. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Baby, I can hear you over here. My husband, the Incredible Hulk, is laughing up a storm. I can hear you, baby. But Vivian Jennings, she had, her strap-on had 3 buttons. She had it already 2. She was just waiting on the last button so that the thing could just go, because right now the 2 buttons is like that. But when she pressed that 3rd button, it's flaccid. But when she pressed that 3rd button, it's rigid, ready to attack. She wanted to turn that pastor around and bend him over them fucking couches up in that house. and give it to him, bro. See, Vivian Jennings was not going to forget the loot. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Miss Vivian Jennings, oh no, she was not. Her strap-on spits the lube from inside, okay? She got the lube in the backpack, okay? It's automatic. It's absolutely automatic. All right? That's what it was giving, Vivian Jennings. That's what it was giving. And then she came on these streets, and when she was demanded and required to make choices and pick alliances, do you understand what I'm saying? She chose and she allianced, okay? She chose and she allianced. Now you gotta be an old school person and a seasoned person to catch my little Easter eggs I just deposited all over the place, okay? All right? Absolutely. Y'all know what I'm talking about? She chose alliances and she that's some health issue. That's some mental health issues right there. There's a lot of bitches walking around here with mental health. That certifiable. There's a few of them. This one certifiable. Medicine and all certifiable. Yup. Absolutely. Anyway, what other happenings have been happening during this week? It's so unfortunate that New York City is the culmination of Pride months and all that. We have the biggest Pride this Sunday. It's gonna be big old floats and stuff like that, and like 5 million people are gonna descend. And especially now that Trump is trying to take every right away, and it's only a matter of time before they try to come for us. So what I do like about New York City is I feel like the New York City is like the epicenter of everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they could outlaw and ban the shit, baby. They had the bathhouses here right after San Francisco. This was the next epicenter of the whole thing. They had, the gay is not gonna go anywhere, especially in New York City, no matter what. Them old fucking retarded bitches sitting in that damn building, which, by the way, Miss Viewers, if you just read my book, and now it's 21, my husband and I, the Incredible Hulk, decided to go to Washington, D.C. on a trip recently. I think I told you guys about that. And we have exclusive footage of us in the steps. Well, me in the steps and my husband behind the camera of the Supreme Court. I was so impressed by the beauty and the massiveness of that building. And then I was very disappointed when I realized they're doing all that dirt, all that mess, taking away all them rights. All right? The woman's right to her own body from this beautiful building. Are you insane? That's what they're doing. So no matter what, these old white bitches up there, they all should be abominated except my Sotomayor, Lido Sotomayor, and the what's the lady's name? The only African American, because I don't consider that pig pussy looking Clarence. I don't consider him even a human being, and you take that as you fucking will. The only black person on there, what's her name? It's with an A, right? Ka something. The latest person to join. Other than that, y'all could take all them bitches and throw them in the garbage. Absolutely destroying American history. I wonder what family members are going to say generations removed, because I can't even say the kids. I want like at least 4 or 5 generations removed, which hopefully by then they're more open-minded and smarter and more developed, if we're still here, right? Meaning if Earth is still here 5 generations from now, how they're going to feel about, your great this was such a bigot publicly being, funded by corporations and approved by Congress and all this, and they let them get away with this, and the third. An embarrassment. And then at that point, the legacy is not going to be a legacy. It's going to be a shameful thing. It's going to be, we need to do better. You know, they didn't know nothing. They didn't know no better. You understand what I'm saying? It's just interesting to me. Just like that shit, like, really gets my gears going. It really, really does. Because it's like, and I'm tired, okay? I'm tired. We've been through so much. Just read my book. We've been through so much. The buildings fell. The first war in Iraq or whatever. Okay? The regimes, a.k.a. Republican governments. All right? The pandemic. Trump. I mean, can we get a fucking break, please? Man, we please get a break. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Love Blake has entered the room. Hello, Love Blake. Nice to see you. Do you have your edibles? Are you puffing? Are you drinking? Will you join me in a drink? It's Pride Friday. It's Pride weekend. Let me just catch you up to speed. There was a known prostitute who has a house in an apartment in Dallas. Who came through. I had to give him some tips. This is the weekend, Love Blake, where Rico Deante Barber is going to go prostitute and spread his venereal diseases around. He should be able to see his tariffs should be higher this weekend. Instead of charging $15, $20, Raymond Davis is probably going to give the boy a good $35 to $40. Drop a bomb on that. And just when the boy is going to think he's going to be able to spend the night, wake up and cook him some breakfast in the morning and slowly move him. Wow. Yes, Blake. Yes, Miss Love Blake. And just when the boy is going to think that he can move in and bring in his, his garbage bags, because that's how he travels. Ain't no suitcase, ain't no boxes. It's all garbage bags, Glad garbage bags. Just when he thinks he's going to be able to bring them garbage bags, he's going to say, get the fuck out. And then he's going to call and let the people know, do not let that known prostitute come back here. I already ejaculated. Raymond Davis already ejaculated into his concave, abysmal anus. Ain't no need to let him in. Drop a bomb on that. Ooh, thank you for the likes. The likes are going up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed ladies and gentlemen, let me give my disclaimer. This is all my thoughts and my vision. Okay? If you think I'm going to say allege, it's not allege. It's not allege. Okay? If you want to send some paperwork, send the paperwork. I come from a long line of what? You already know. If there's a health issue, I got the doctors. If there's a legal issue, I got the lawyers. Okay? All right? So I'm not going to try to cover me by saying allege, I thought, I heard, word on the street. No, I know this for a motherfucking fact. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Known prostitute. Infested. Does not tell the clients. Raymond Davis. Responsible for getting him here. Remember that interview, Love Blake? When Raymond Davis came on screen? Looking all pale and shit. And senior citizen like. And then I said, well, Rico, I think it's time for you to make your way to New York. You could get an apartment here, you could get services, but DMV ain't doing it for you no more. Okay? The prostitute then gets in a Chinese bus with black bags and a fucking flat screen TV, looking like he just stole it from somewhere in the projects or first floor, because that way they don't have to throw it out. Then he just get it in the and he's holding a fucking flat screen. Who the F comes from the DMV in a Chinese bus, Miss Love Blake, with a freaking flat screen TV and bags of garbage? Okay, garbage. AKA clothes. Okay? You got me motherfucking fucked up. Right? With the clothes on his back and the stench out his anus and the cum still dripping from the last client down his leg onto the sneakers. Oh, hello, the purse is closed. She says, hello, everybody. Happy Friday night. Can't stay long. Mwah. It's so good. Just the purse is closed. It'll be here. Oh, it's going to be here. No matter how saucy or spicy it is. It's going to be here for you to replay me tomorrow 3 times. When you wake up, when you start cleaning, and when you do your dinner. Okay? Enjoy your evening. It's Pride Weekend. Every hoe gets dragged here tonight. Drop a bomb on that. Why? Why am I doing this? Let me bring a tree dog to let us know why I'm doing this.
Cause I stop when I say I'm gonna fucking stop, bitch.
Absolutely.
I've already cussed this motherfucker out. I don't give a fuck what you say. Bitch, sit your ass down in your motherfucking bird nest, you bird-headed bitch.
Okay.
And shut the fuck up.
She was talking to
And
her
take
bestie.
note, hoe.
She was talking to her bestie at that point. Brownie points if you tell me. Extra points and a gold sticker on the wall if you tell me who she talking to at that point, Love Blake. Just read my book, The Purse is Closed. Naris 21. If you can tell me who this clip about.
I've already cussed this motherfucker out. I don't give a fuck what you say. Bitch, sit your ass down in your motherfucking bird nest, you bird-headed bitch. And shut the fuck up. And take note, ho.
And they were girlfriends for life, okay? They were friends. They were braiding each other's pussy hair by the river. They were commiserating on just drama and mess from other people. These were the girl. Yes, Naris 21. Absolutely. These were friends for life, okay? Yes. Who's that? Who's MUS? No. This clip is further than that. If I think, no. I will give a clue. No, I can't even give a clue because if I say that, everybody's going to know. But who looks like a bird around here? Who got a bird-headed looking? Who's a bird-headed? No. This is. I'm gonna give a clue. It's a female. It's a female, Love Blake. One last time, and then I'll continue my show, and then I'll come back later. But one more time.
I've already cussed this motherfucker out. I don't give a fuck what you say, bitch. Sit your ass down in your motherfucking bird nest, you bird-headed bitch, and shut the fuck up. And take note, ho.
And that was a friend. Okay. I will hate to hear the enemy drop a bomb on that. Oh shit, the nouveau. I cannot do no more. I'm done after this. I'm done after this. Then I'm gonna go into my shower chamber. I'm going to completely wash my sins from this live, okay? No. It's not Phi Babe. Oh, speaking of Phi Babe, ladies and gentlemen, I took a whole stroll, okay? And I went to check out Phi Babe, ladies and gentlemen, because I was in a reminiscing mood. I was like, wow, even though half these people are absolute trash, I've had a long periodical of time watching them and seeing how they move and seeing their development. And what I would like to say is that has Phi Babe had some work done in her face? There's something about Phi Babe, Titty Babe, Mrs. Maywood, Love Blake. Okay, she was talking about a highly medicated one. If you think about a highly medicated one, she does look like a bird nest, like a bird beak and shit. This is way before any of these people and their this is I got the archives. Miss Love Blake, at one point I was the beef sector historian, okay? Yes. What happened then was I met my husband and I decided to dedicate more time to my husband, and I said, fuck these hoes. Fuck these hoes. Yes, a highly medicated bitch. Yes. Absolutely. Who made a video telling us how to sneak contraband across TSA and be on a plane high. Now they're gonna get ready and say that I'm lying. Oh no, she didn't do that. I watched it with my own motherfucking eyes. How she was instructing a bunch of idiots how to take contraband, aka weed, when it wasn't legal, across TSA, and then she sat on that cheap flight, okay, and began to eat her weed and shit, okay? But shortly thereafter, the video came down, of course. But they're getting ready, Ms. Love Blake, they're getting ready to say that I'm lying, I'm hating. Just read my book. Did you remember that video? You could say no if you don't remember it, because I don't want you to lie. But they're getting ready to say that I'm lying. I don't lie to you people. Why would I? Why? These people are absolute trash. They will never cross paths with me. I will never cross paths with them. And the event that I do cross paths, okay, with Rico Deontay Barber, okay, or a dishonest hoe, the hoe after married man, I need them to be on guard, because it's a fight gonna go down. Drop a bomb on that. That's it. That's it, absolutely. I've seen many periodical of times. I'm not hiding. I'm outside. I come live from outside. I've sat down in restaurants in the middle of the Village or Chelsea, letting you know exactly where the fuck I am, enjoying my meal, and then one bitch has decided to come through. Ever. Okay? Nor would they will. Period. Ooh. Oh, y'all heard that? That is my alarm system. That's my alarm system. Arming. Thank you. That's my arming. Ladies and gentlemen, my husband, the Incredible Hulk, would like to say, just read my book, Love Blake, Miss View, Heart, and chat, and fives. Naris 21, he's also saying that to you. But, you know, no homo. Okay, I'm the only homo for my Incredible Hulk, so that's what it is. Okay, I got him well trained. Okay, well motherfucking trained. As does he has me well trained. Okay, as does he. Okay, if we're ever in a situation where there's some type of other masculine figure in front of me, I look on the floor. I look at the floor and I wait for my husband to speak. Okay, I absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And when I see a motherfucking Latin, especially the ones in the Dominican Republic, just read my book. Love Blake and Naris 21. We were at one of our favorite, well, it was the last motherfucking time we went to that one. We were one of our favorite hotels, right? This is like our second time there. Do not laugh. Hulk, don't laugh. It's not funny. It's not funny. No, I can hear you laughing. I can hear him it picks up. It might not pick up on the mic, but it picks up in the ear. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Mexican Cantina. It wasn't a cantina. It was a 5-star Mexican restaurant at our vacation resort. And I'm sitting there. This is our second time that we're here, so we remember some of the people, you know. I'm sitting there. And I see this little Haitian waiter, okay, because, you know, the Dominican Republic shares a border with Haitian. Many times, a lot of the staff in these resorts are Haitian immigrants who are working there, right? I see this motherfucking Haitian talking and looking and all that. And, you know, yo soy el que hablo español aquí. So I'm the one who speaks the Spanish here. My husband just looks at me and I interpret, okay? And I omit what needs to be omitted when I choose to. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know, I'm ordering for my husband because he's not, and these people don't talk no English, right? So I'm ordering and I see him continuously to look at him up and down. Now, we always get, are you a football player? not group. What's the word? What's that word? What's that word? Oh, we're gonna talk about that tranny too. Drop a bomb on that. What's the word? What's the word? What is the word? Not company. What do they call them? What do they call them? Those people that are together and they go on the field? What's that group called? Just read my book. Team. Yes, team. Yes, team. The team. Just read my book. I always get, what team do you play for? Baby, just read my book. Miss, just read my. They wanna say I'm the motherfucking agent. I'm the agent, the publicist. Somebody called me the stylist. The stylist. Okay? The stylist. The assistant. Okay, the assistant, until they realize I'm going right into that motherfucking room and it's a one king bed. Drop a bomb on that, okay? Okay, because they see me often handling everything. I handle everything from my husband. He handles bringing in the money. I handle all the other logistics. So when we travel, when it's time to check in, when it's time to go to the lounge, when it's time to talk to the people, when it's time to here's the tickets, where's the pickup, where's the van, I'm the one doing everything. And he just stands there. He just stands there like a big old, just stands there like that, right? Oh, hell no. Oh, no, just read my book. You wait. Just read my book. It was about to be a 187 up in a Mexican restaurant. Drop a bomb on that. Yup. Absolutely. The Haitian, I noticed that the Haitian keeps looking at my husband, and I'm wearing this, and it's only so much I can do with this hand. I grab the thing with this hand. I grab the drink with this hand. I grab the plate with this hand. I'm shining it everywhere. I'm putting it in everybody's face. Like that. Okay, he was just being nice. No, he wasn't. He was hitting on you in front of me. Just read my book. This motherfucker is psychotic. Okay, I was gonna have that moment. Okay, I was gonna have that moment waiting to exhale. Not from my husband, but from the waiter. Okay, this motherfucker was psychotic. He even had the nerve we're at dessert now. And I told him, I said, everybody's just, because literally they were just staring and looking, because they just never seen such a tall, massive, abrupt figure. And I check in, they asked me, is he a celebrity? No, he's just my husband. And I'd be real frank and open, my husband, because I'm proud that he's my husband. Okay, it's a flex. It absolutely is a flex. Drop a bomb on that. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. Because ain't nobody gonna say shit, okay? I could go into the most Republican settings and say, that is my husband. Try it, bitch. You must wanna die tonight, okay? And they don't say nothing. I've been to the hoodest of places and the hoodest of characters. Don't say shit, just like I like it. So anyway, so we're having our meal or whatever, and it's time for the desserts. And we got this. They call it they call it Frida's flour, Frida de Carlo, and it's a round ball, and then they put the chocolate, and the chocolate melts the ball of chocolate, and it just opens like a flower, and there's stuff in there. Oh my God, it's so delicious. That dessert alone will make me want to go there. Okay, so he's doing the thing. And then I'm enjoying the thing, and and then he comes to have a whole side conversation in Spanish, telling me he would like me to tell my husband, excuse me, ma'am, is that your husband? Can you tell your husband that? Yeah, He would like me to tell my husband, and then he's telling me that he loves my husband's swag. Oh, I bet Hulk is behind this wall like this, because he loves when I tell this motherfucking story. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like looking at him like this. And I looked at him, and I looked at that. And he was like, could you tell him that? And I'm like, what would you like me to tell him? What would you like me to tell him? Oh, you would like me to tell my husband that you love? Ballsy. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Love his swag. Drop a bomb on that. Swag. Excuse me. Excuse me. That he just looks like such a happy person and that he looks like he lives a good life. Now, I wasn't going to show my jealousy. I failed that test miserably, okay? And I said, you know what? Show that you are a confident man. And I translated exactly how it was. And then Hulk begins to smile ear to ear, okay? And that's when like I blacked out at that point, and found myself about an hour later enjoying cock and tails at somewhere in the bar, somewhere with my husband, like nothing happened. I couldn't tell you, Love Blake, what transcribed between that moment and the bar after that. Okay, Miss Love Blake says I would have swagged his. Yeah, I was like, are you fucking serious right now? And I think I might have said something like, I will call the equivalent of ICE in the Dominican Republic for your ass. I didn't say that to him. I was talking to my husband at that point because, then it becomes something else. And then Incredible Hulk wanted a repetition. And I was like, I'm not repeating it. I already told you what he said. Okay? And it was like 3 of them over there. And then they came over with some special tequila shots just for us. And I'm like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for the tequila shots. He don't even drink tequila. It's not good for him. Like, that bitch was, drop a bomb on that. Yes. Miss Love Blake, absolutely. Absolutely. Love his swag. He likes how he dresses. He just gives this, because, my husband's very big and broad shoulders. Like I said, everybody, what team does he play with? Is he a quarterback? No. And then I've had people, Miss Love Blake, debate me and argue with me that he is somebody, and I will say to them, well, he's not a nobody. He is somebody, but he's not a football player. And, are you sure? You're pulling my leg, right? No, tell me what. I had one taking out his phone, American White, taking out let me see, because he looked like, in all due fairness, he does look like several of them players, not just the build, but up here in the grill. I can admit that he does look like some of them. But if I'm with him and I'm telling you he is not what you think he is or who you think he is, like, take it from me. I had the butler in one of the stays, literally asked me if I was the assistant. And that are you sure he's not famous? He's famous to me, but he's not famous to you, okay? Yeah, I'm sure he's not famous to you. I said that exact same thing to them. Yes, he's not famous to you. He's famous to me, but he's not famous to you. We just, what's the name of the guy in, what's the guy, okay, I am safe and sound. Wait, okay, I am safe. Wait, Miss View. Well, hold up. Miss View, are you okay, Miss View? Do I need to get Incredible Hulk in a car right now and we'll get to you? The Lexus drive real fast. Miss View, he has a special place for you. You know him well. He has a special place for you, Miss View. Who bothering you, Miss View? We will lump a bitch up. We will lump a bitch up, Miss View. What is going on? Are you good? You say you're safe and sound, which means there might have been a possibility of you not being safe and sound. Okay? I love the context and the subtext of the sentences. No, I had to take my 94-year-old cousin to the... are you there right now? And are they okay? Wow, 94. Wow. God bless him. God bless him. 94. That's you don't hear that. You don't hear that. 94. Wow. I'm assuming you're there. He's good. I was so yeah, I can understand. Are you there with him right now? Or you just dropped him off? He has a 54. What? Drop a bomb on that. He has a 55-year-old wife. Laughing aloud. She is legally black. Oh, wow. Okay, I understand now. I get it. And so, they are home now. Okay, good. And let me tell you, oh my God, I don't like hospitals. And people use that as a crutch. I don't like hospitals. I take care of my family. Drop a bomb on that. Okay. There we go. Unlike some folks, but I'm good. And I'm going to continue with that. The line is, unlike some folks, but I'm good. We have a theater game that's like this, where your scene partner will say your line and you carry on, and then they pick up on the line. And the line is, unlike some folks, but I am good. I am very good. Because if my grandkids were to be put in foster care, I will step up to the plate. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? I am good because I'm there for my family members. I will have never turned my back on any of my immediate family members. Okay? I am good because if I had somebody come to me with a need, such as like a daughter come to me with a need, I will not turn my back on my daughter, my own flesh and blood. I am good. And I will know that she will be good because in terms whether she's in jail or not, running the streets, prostitution, whore or not, I will be there to step up for my grandkids. I am good because I will never let my grandkids go into the foster care system. I am good because I didn't fucking push them out my pussy is not a line that you will hear come out of my mouth. And finally, I am good because I am not Quanetta. Drop a bomb on that. Tell it, Juanki. I've been here for a long periodical of time, Miss View, and they get mad. And let me tell you something. Juanki Pro is not a unique situation. It's a lot of subscribers and followers that throughout the years have been watching the mess, entertaining themselves, laughing. They're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. And yes, they were laughing at you, sharing with people at work in professional settings. Oh, there's this area in YouTube. It's a whole bunch of swamp people and people from the ghettos in urban settings. Look at this. Oh, my God. You see her? Do you see her? No. This guy. Okay, this guy is supposed to be the leader of a church, right? He's supposed to be the leader of the church, but he comes on Sundays, right? And you could tell he's a flame. Look at him. That's a queen. That's a faggot right there. You see? That's a faggot right there. But he's going to tell virtual ushers. Have you heard such a thing? Oh, my God, Kimmy, have you heard such a thing? It's going to tell virtual ushers to collect a collection for him. Okay, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna put his cash app there, and then they're gonna send him some cash. But you see, he's a flaming queen. You flaming. Fast forward 3 months. Oh, so he was online, right? And he was like, "Hey, well, I have something to tell you. I am the B in LGBT. Because there was no QIL, LMNOP, QRS at that point. That's how far I'm going. Well." Before you hear from anybody else, aka Wiley, before you hear from anybody else, I am a proud, same gender loving, okay? I am the B in LGBT, okay? I am the B in LGBT, okay? Okay, Miss View, am I lying? Drop a bomb on that. Okay? You got the white folks at the water cooler. The pastor came out. Oh, yes. Yeah. No, he said he was the B for bisexual. The B for bisexual. I ain't seen a motherfucking pussy since he came out of one in that trailer park double wide situation. And that other lady, he did that just to cover his tracks. Because he was married to a woman. At some point, we seen the picture. Looking like as unhappy and as fake and phony as possible. Okay? That's what he looked like. Oh, Miss View, they're about to screen grab that I don't give a fuck. See, when you at 12 years old were told, don't give a fuck, this is your paycheck, these are your lines, get up there and do it. And from 12 years old, you've been instructed to act the fool. Act the fool. Name calling don't bother me. Okay, name calling don't bother me. A screenshot don't bother me. Edited versions of my forehead to be 5-6 inches longer than what it is don't fucking bother me. You know, they made a photo, Miss View, of me as a conehead and shit, okay? But here's the thing. Conehead or no conehead? 5-6 inch forehead, receding hairline. They did a whole bunch of editing and stuff like that. That was a botch body built bitch. The botch body built bitch. Edited some photos and put them as if it was me. Baby, you could have me looking out here like a quasi motherfucking model. Yes, the botch body built bitch. Otherwise known as Rico the Brat. I never saw that shit. Oh, I seen it. You know, they make sure they tag me because they thought I was going to cry. Why they did that to me? No. Conehead or no conehead, let me tell you something. I still walk into the bank and they still address me as Mr. Pro and they take me into the room for client services. Drop a fucking bomb on that. Okay? Forehead or no forehead, conehead or no conehead, I still got 60 in my hand with a loving, secured husband, second home. Before I got into came onto the live, as I was prepping the lights, because we do what's called focusing. That's when you throw the lights and make sure that you look okay, you're not too shining too much on the whole nine. And let's come up a little bit from. I feel like we descended into hell a little bit. Let's okay. Let's go to the heavens for a little bit. Conehead or no conehead or whatever. I have a husband that has made it his mission and vision to always support me, love me, and and vice versa. I've done the same, and I made it my mission and vision to always love him. Look at your background. Yeah, yes. Well, yeah. Oh, Miss View. That's just about 2 decades of theater experience and a college degree. That's just simple like that. It's just simple. Why are you changing listening and now you change? Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, it's just a little thing called a college degree. Being on tour, like I just, but people say that I'm hating. We had the Rico Deante Barber come through, Miss View, earlier. Miss View, have you popped in your Miss View? Did you have your edibles before you had to go out there and do that, or can you now relax and be home and the whole nine? Like, please, pop a edible. You done enough. What he did? Yeah, he did. He was in here because Miss View today, like this weekend, if he plays his cards right, I am relaxing now. Okay, good. Relax. And if you doze off, I won't take it personal. I'm leaving this shit here. Drop a bomb on that. I'm leaving this shit here. Miss View, Pride weekend, millions of homosexuals are gonna descend or have already descended onto the New York City nightlife Friday. Okay, they come Friday, they leave Tuesday morning. Okay, because it's gonna be they're gonna party it out. They're gonna have a lot of sex. And look, if it's responsible sex, it is what it is. If it's drug and fuel sex, that they're adults. If it's like, it is what. And then Monday they try to recuperate in their hotel rooms, and Tuesday morning they're flying out in their flights and stuff like that. That is what happens. It's confirmed. I see it every year. This year, as a matter of fact, they just opened up a new lounge. I was telling Naris 21 about it, up in Harlem. Okay, and all the fucking prostitutes and only fanboys are there right now. Miss View says, I went to 2 in New York City back in the day. It was fun. It is fun, but they're not like the same. I always keep remembering back when I was in college, it was my very first one. I was in a criminology class because, as you know, my degree. And she was talking. She was a bull dyker. You could tell she was a bull dyker, and I'm sure she could tell I was a big old homosexual. And she was like, "Oh, you're gonna go to Pride?" And I was like, "Well, shy, never been." And she was like, "You should. Let's meet up and go." And I was like, "Okay." And then she met me at like 23rd Street, and we got out. And I remember we met on the train station, right? And then it was time for us to go. We went up the train, and as soon as I came out, the float was coming, and I saw a woman with her titties out. And she was like gyrating and the whole thing. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, I have been to the club before then, but this was on a whole other scale, Miss View. It was 5. And that's why I always remember that number, because when I was listening to the news and all that afterwards, because I wanted to know like how many people, because there's so many people. 5 million people came through that year. Drop a fucking bomb on that. And as a brand new, I wouldn't say I was out. I have friends that I could go to the club with. I have friends that I knew were gay, and that, we went to the gay club together once or twice a year or whatever. So we were, I don't want to say I was DL, because DL men have a different undertone to it, but I wasn't publicly out. But to see that and see so many people, professional looking people, crazy looking people, funny looking people, nice looking people, safe looking people, dangerous looking people, thugs, okay? All of that, the homo thugs, the Tims, the white t-shirts, the blue jeans, the whole 9 bandanas, the fitteds, the Yankee fitteds, the Mets fit, all of that. It was like, wow, this is really like, and Ms. View is agreeing with me. So it was really like something to me. It was like, wow, this is like a movement. It was like a movement. And I'm gonna tell you guys in the not interest, but in the honor of Pride, which is Pride weekend. This is Pride weekend. And Miss View, my husband and I are staying the fucks home. Drop a bomb on that. My husband has painted Miss View half of the studio, because he used this machine that like spits out the thing, and it was a whole fucking process, okay? It was a process, Miss View. But now he has to do the other half with a roller, okay? Because where it is, the situation, so he has to do it with a roller. But once the studio is done, Miss View, we are finally going to come back with our podcast, okay? Leave that shit where it is, and enough your own space. So once we do that, then we're gonna do our next podcast, because we have so many stories to tell you guys and so much to talk about, and catch you guys up. And yes, it's been a long periodical of time break, but we have so much that we need to discuss and that we've done. We've traveled so much. We have done so much. So. But I know that he doesn't want to have to sit here with me and use the machine, and he wants to be in a really nice, calm environment. And of course, my husband, the Incredible Hulk, promoting our podcast website. Okay. I tell you this, go on to the www.jnhpodcast.com and catch up with our old podcasts, so that when we come and we drop the new ones, that the history of it, where we've been, and now where we're going, where we are, and where we're going, and stuff like that. We will be here for. Thank you so much, Miss View. So, just seeing all that energy and all that. But I love, just staying home with my husband. Miss View, I mentioned and I hinted that I have moved out of New York City. Drop a bomb on that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the YouTube page. That's the YouTube page for our podcast. We are on every streaming site. And the crazy thing is, Miss View, we have people as far as fucking Korea listening to us. And I think I know who he is, because I had a follower that's in the armed forces. And throughout the times, he's been places and he'll pop up and say, I'm in Germany or whatever, and he's been listening to. So I think that's him. But we have listeners from Brazil, like everywhere, because I get stats and it tells me where people are. Baby, Incredible Hulk, you are able to pin that. So just like right click and it should say pin, and then you're able to pin it to the top. Okay. I was looking for where I was in the other link. Oh, that's the link, and Incredible Hulk is gonna pin it to the top. I was looking where it was. I am to those new spots. Okay, I am new to those spots. Okay, so you know, we gotta get people caught up in the whole nine. But I am. We have left New York City. We have left New York City. We have left New York City. I still do some business in. I'm already subscribed. Thank you, Love Blake. Thank you so much. Thank you. I still do a lot of business in New York City. I still conduct a lot of business in New York City. We will be releasing where we have moved to in one of our podcasts. Okay. I conduct a virtual business in New York City virtually and stuff like that, but we have moved out of New York City. Do I miss it? I don't miss the New York City I left. I do miss the New York City I grew up in. I do miss the New York City that made me a man, in other words, and not that does not mean sexual, Rico Deontay Barber, because everything with Rico Deontay Barber is sex, or honest hoe, or dishonest shit that it ain't shit. You would have thought that he got a whiff of my pussy and that it was nice and juicy and he didn't know how to act. Drop a fucking bomb on that. Really? Really? Until Juan said, yes. Until Juan said, you're trying to By the way, the moment I got engaged, and I can tell you right now, how long we've been on? Oh, just an hour and a half. Naris21 was saying, Miss View, that last time I had the Nouveau bottle, we ended up with 4 hours. It's only an hour and a half. So we're ahead by, 3 hours and shit? Let me tell you, the moment I feel like I want to change the lighting for this. I'm giving you everything tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Everything. It's Pride Weekend. He got hooked in his mind. You would have thought, Miss View, I let him taste it. You would have thought I sent pictures of me throwing it back real bad in the headboard. You know, I laid my phone like this and I went to the headboard and I was like, oh, look like this. You would have thought I was spread eagle. I had the book open for all to read. You would have thought, okay? You would have thought. The moment Incredible Hulk, let me tell you, it was a fabulous day. Okay. It was Team Love My Cocktail. That's right. Love Miss View says, which is odd because I drank everything back in the day. We love Nouveau on you. I have never had it. Oh, Miss View. Okay, Miss View. I'm gonna make sure. But no, Miss View. I'm not for you laughing by yourself, passing out on me the whole night. And I just got a flashback, Miss View. You remember that time? And I'm gonna tell you a comment that I was like, I think you were somewhere. I don't know where you were. You were in a hotel room. You were out of town doing something, and you had a few glasses of wine. Miss View. Oh, she laughing already. I think she knows. Miss View, you had some glasses of wine. And you were in your bedroom chambers in the hotel room, getting ready to turn down, right? After turning up. I think you went to dinner with friends. You had you say you had like a couple means 2 bottles probably. I drop a bomb on that. But I remember, no, this is the part, because it's not even the part about you passing out on the whole night on the company. I remember that, yes, I think it's something, right? And then you came back up, or I think you did it downstairs, like the hotel or whatever. You came back up, and you were getting ready to turn down. You were, getting ready for bed or whatever. And not even for bed. I think you were in the bedroom. And so you had the phone propped up, and you talking, you doing things or whatever. And I remember you just came to the bed, and you're like on your bed talking to people. And then all of a sudden, it starts just dwindling down, and then you just pass out. But here's the part, Miss View. Here's the part that I was like, I remember one of your subscribers or loyal subscribers was like, no, View, don't give them this. And I was like, I know what the viewer is saying because they have screen recording. Tomorrow it's gonna be everywhere. They was like, and I think the viewer was calling you too to try to knock the live. But she was like, don't give them that. She's laughing. She's laughing up a storm. Yes. I was there for that too. I was there. Ooh, that green is not my color. Let's go back. Oh, that's not. Let's go back to red. Okay, let's go back to red. Oh well, it is. But I remember that. Listen, you a grown woman who did everything in life. You're fine. My thing was not to green. Yeah, I didn't like the green. I didn't like the green either. You know what it is? I have my product in my face, and so I sit here with a light on the side, on this side. I have a light that gives me light this way. See how it gives me a shadow? And then I have on my monitor, I have a white screen behind my software so that it lights me from the front, right? And I have to rig it this way because I'm not in my, what's going to be the real studio. The real studio is going to have lights overhead and side. So it's going to be all good. No shadows cast or anything like that. That black shirt is working. Well, thank you. Thank you. I do know my colors and my angles, and black is definitely one of my colors. Black and white. Black and white is really one of my colors. It works. I know it will be perfect. Thank you so much. So I just remember the subscriber like, no, don't give them this view. Don't give them this. And I was like, oh, I know what she means by that. I know what she means by that. But so Incredible Hulk and I have left New York City. We will be releasing and letting you guys know where in our next podcast, hopefully. Do I miss New York City? To be quite honest, Miss View, and I know you've lived different places, and the hustle and bustle, it took a minute for me to like scale back and know okay, I'm in a new place, and these people are not fast paced. These people really want to stop and have a conversation. In New York City, we were like, okay, what? 1, 2, 3. Okay, bye. I gotta run for this. I gotta run for that. It's so cold. I gotta get to from point A to point B. Oh, run for the train. It ain't no other train coming until 5 minutes. And, God forbid you have to wait 5 minutes on a platform. You know what I'm saying? Right. Don't rush them. Exactly. And it's like, I go to the diner or whatever. We go have breakfast. And it's like, you ready? You ready to order? Okay, we know everything. And then she's like, she wants to have a conversation. And it's like, but you're standing here. I gave you my order, and I don't see you going back there to tell them to make it. What do you mean, how was my day? What do you mean, what am I doing this weekend? You know what I'm saying? Miss View says, we want to hear a damn story. I have to explain and talk. Exactly. And they really want to sit there and be like, okay, so, and I've had to learn that. They're trying to be friendly. And then another thing is, Miss View, when they ask too many questions, why are you asking so many questions? All I want is my breakfast. All I want is my lunch. All I want is my dinner. Why? No, do I look friendly to you? You know what I'm saying? They want to know everything about you. And it's like, and in my head, I'm like, oh, are you the government? Why are you asking so many questions? Are you collecting a bill or something? What? That's where I've had to step back. Hulk has helped me with this, but I've had to step back and be like, okay, they don't mean no harm. Okay, they're not gonna attack you. They're not gonna try to take you away in a bus or something, in a van or something. They're just being friendly. They're just being friendly. All right. Okay, so let's see. Who else have we not touched upon? There were some high rollers that we wanted to touch upon. Ms. View, I was saying earlier while you were busy that Castro Cannon and the Tommy, they recently were talking about police reports, and I was just advising them and cautioning them if that's the word or if not, this is still that sector. That once you make a police report, trust me, people are going to not walk but run to a police station or go online and do their request so they could get all the information and all their tea is going to be out. And then Miss View, I said, I don't understand why they're together if they're so toxic and so volatile. And then I realized maybe they have to be together. Maybe it's something about their health profiles. Maybe it's something about their their mental matter or whatever, that because they're acting like this is the only penis and anus around. Drop a bomb on that. You understand? One thing I do want to say, Castro Cannon, when you get angry, when you get real angry, real mad, you don't stutter anymore. I found that to be very interesting. And I'm not trying to read you, because if I wanted to read you, I could talk about the paneling, I could talk about the forehead, I could talk about the bullfrog, I could talk about what you're going through. I could talk about a whole bunch of things, but I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to come out here and read you for being a swamp person in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to read you for luring the Tommy in the hopes of him getting his dick wet and spitting inside of you, meaning ejaculating inside your anus. I'm not going to do that to you, especially not on Pride weekend. We're supposed to be prideful, okay? About who we are. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that allegedly, no, I'm not going to say allegedly because I heard it with my own ears. The Tommy said, Ms. View, that he was collecting an SSI check. So he's disabled somehow. But we do know that Castro Cannon is full able-bodied. So full able-bodied that he can actually go purchase hygiene products, bring them back, assemble them into a basket, put a bow on it, go out into the highway or the freeway or whatever that was, and then erect like a penis, erect a tent because it's raining, and then set up some tables and put said baskets, and has the mind frame of knowing, okay, I paid this amount of money for the items. In order for me to profit, I need to make this thing. And so he has a price in his head, and he's ready, willing, and able to sell the baskets. That is making money. I love that. I absolutely love that too. But my question is, those skills that you used to do that, how come those skills cannot be transferred to a other job? A job that then will render you not eligible for SSI check. But it was raining. It was raining. I saw it too. I saw it. And I applauded. But Miss View, you know where I'm coming from. We may differ from here. Some people might think, oh, well, if you can get it, then get it how you can get it. But no, I come from the world of, okay, if you're able-bodied, okay, thank you. That is a family business in the making. And I said that. I said, instead of like Jay Wilson was making fun of him and he can't work a job. Thank you. That's what I'm alluring to. That's what I'm alluring to, because, Miss View, you have to understand, I'm not hating on half these faggots that, and I can say the word because I am one, so it is what it is, right? I'm not being X, Y, and Z because, oh, they're getting free money and I have to wake up every morning and work. Bitches, I don't have to work. I work because I want to work. My husband literally begs me once a month to stay home. You understand, Miss View? My husband would love for us to make a baby somewhere with some easy bake oven and me just raise the child. And that will be my whole thing. But I'm not cut from that cloth. I need to work. While I'm able to walk these two legs and handle these two arms, and this little noodle can think some numbers and think some equations and some logic and shit, then I'm going to go ahead and do it. Because I know at some point I'm not going to be able to do that, right? Miss View says, I can't put a damn tent. Well, I can, but my tent making days are... I wish I could make one for you, but my box is closed. Oh, Miss View. Thank you. But, this is a debate, and it will be for a podcast. Hulk wants a baby. I do not. Okay. But as we have the conversation, because we've had the conversation to try to understand why we feel the ways that we feel, Miss View, I'm the oldest of 4. What happens to the oldest? He races. Okay? I raised my sisters. Okay? Not by choice, but I had to chip in somehow. Miss View says, I vote with Hulk. You both will be great parents. Miss View, I have a niece. I have a niece. Oh, I understand. I raised 3 girls. I changed all of their diapers. As a brother, I changed all of the diapers. I fed them. I picked them up from school. I helped them with homework. I did all of that while my parents were working. I did all of that. I burped. I did the whole thing as a child myself. So I that's not something I want to do. You is tired, through and delayed. Drop a bomb on that. I'm tired, through and delayed. And at this point, I want to enjoy my life. I want to be able to go away. You know how hard it is to go away when you have a dog? You have to figure out where to board it. You have to pay for the boarding. You have to then worry about, is he going to catch fleas? Is he going to catch, a parvo or whatever it is that they get? You got to get it there, pick it up, tie it up with your flight, the whole nine. Could you imagine a baby? And so my sister had a baby. I have an aunt, a niece. And my husband has nephews and a niece now, right? But I remember when I had my niece, right? Crying over everything, Miss View. Crying over everything. And then, which boils my gears, turns my gears, boils my blood. And I love my niece. But I love the ability to be able to hang out with my niece and my sister. And when I'm done, I look at my husband and say, it's time for us to go. Love you. We should do this more often. Pick her up, give her to her, and we get the fucks out. Okay? I remember I had my niece. She wasn't 2 years old, but she was between 1 and 2. Right? So she's able to stand up a little bit, her head and the whole nine. So I'm holding her, Miss View, and this girl out of nowhere just wants to throw up. Literally, just throw up. And I remember I was burping her, whatever, and I'm she's crying, and I'm trying to do this, and the mother's doing this, and Hulk is just sitting there with my parents because my parents were over, whatever. And then she just turns around, she's and I'm I turn her around, and she's just looking at me, she's and everything's just coming out on the floor, and I'm holding her like this, and I looked at Hulk, and is this what you want? Is this what you want? That's what I was looking at her is this what you want? And she was just throwing it up. Why? Fuck you. Fuck every outfit. Smell like vomit. My sister smelled like vomit for a long periodical of time. Or your shoes, exactly. Well, I held it like this, so it was coming from right onto the thing. And it's why is she doing this? Why is she doing this? If you don't want no more, stop sucking on the thing, because we were giving her the bottle. Stop sucking on it. Why you keep fooling yourself? Don't they not know? Okay, I'm full. Let me stop eating. I would think that they know that. It's it was a time when everything she would drink, it would just come right the fuck back. Right the fuck back. I can. And then progressively, I saw her growing up more, fainted. I'm just saying, progressively and it's not just her. It's also the nephews. She has nephews. Miss View, he has 3 nephews. Badass kids. I'm sorry. They are just. It's oh my God. Ooh, no. I feel like my mom is going to want to get me, okay? I feel like God is going to want to show me, and I refuse. I'm not putting myself in a situation where everything I did to my mom and my daddy comes back to me. And I'm having to deal with it. Hell fucking no. Y'all know I was a long, badass kid sometimes with my mama. Okay? All right? I used to tell my mom I was selling drugs and prostituting and the whole nine. Meanwhile, I was honor roll student on tour and getting money. Rico came through, Miss View, talk about I'm mad about people getting money. No, I'm mad about people who have diseases, STDs, and they're going out infecting people and quote unquote getting money. Drop a bomb on that. Never been mad about somebody getting money because I was young getting money on honor roll. Okay? So if I could fucking do it, I expect everybody else around me to be able to do it. Okay, so I was really bad to my mom. I would lie to my mom in terms that I would tell I was doing negative stuff and I was nowhere near any of that shit. So I don't know why I did that, Miss View. I've always talked about that. I don't know why I did it because it wasn't true. You know, it wasn't true, and what I was doing in life wasn't yielding to what I was saying that I was living and doing or whatever. But I just wanted to ruffle her feathers, I guess, or whatever. Get a little bit of character development on her and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. That is that. I cannot wait to get to my studio, the new studio. I let me tell you, it's been suffrage for me watching the product that I'm putting with this whole thing, but it is what it is. Once I get to the studio, it'll be getting to the studio. So let's see what else. We touched upon a whole bunch of people. I recently, Miss Viewers of You, do you remember? And I know it's Pride Weekend, but do you remember the transsexual that Nova Hampton? Drop a bomb on that. I think she's in the sky. She'll be happy to listen to this. Or if not, Man Hands is up in the sky. You remember the Man Hands from Buffalo? Was she from Buffalo, New York, or something like that? Yeah, that Man Hands. I recently took a whole stroll down to Nova Hampton's page. Nova Hampton is now living in a shelter. Okay. She is living in a shelter with the hopes of the city giving her own apartment. It's all a plan. She leaves the shelter daily, comes back to her mother's house. Her mother is now, as she was doing before, fucking with her mentally, telling her that she needs to come back home. She needs to bring money to the house, the whole nine. Her mother is 65. We learned her mother is 65 years old. Drop a bomb on that. Which to me, it's not like old. To me, like that's not old. Like, you know, so the mother, there is some financial abuse that was going on. It's clear. The sister, as nasty as she could be, Lucinda the Bison, because she looked like a bison, Miss View, and the boyfriend, Jeremy Rodriguez, who's a black man. I thought Jeremy Rodriguez was gonna be a Latin, but he's black, and just some really heartbreaking videos coming out of that corner of the universe. And then it had me thinking. I was really puzzled and thinking about a lot of different people and a lot of different things. I'm like, what's going to happen when Nova Hampton's mother leaves this earth? You know what I'm saying? When she leaves this earth. Because as dysfunctional as it seems, it actually seems like she is the glue that holds the dysfunction together. You know what I'm saying? Like the glue that holds the dysfunction together. Which is not necessarily a good thing, but the glue that holds the dysfunction together. And then it makes you think, you know, because Nova Hampton has some type of mental issues. I think sometimes she pulls some people's heartstrings, and when she's faced with systems and government systems, she is going to act the fool so she could get that money. Nova Hampton has no goals of being a productive member of society. Drop a bomb on that. She doesn't. Nope. They have generationally. It has been lips, teeth, tip of the tongue. Lips, teeth, tip of the tongue. Generations after generations have been on social services in her family. This is all she knows. She does not know a legit job. She does not know going to work somewhere. They know social services. They know welfare. They know food stamps. They know SSI. That's what they know. That's what they're limiting themselves to. She did a video, Miss View, where all her arms were all bitten by bed bugs. They got bed bugs in the house. It's a sad case. It's a sad case. And it is a case that I feel like nobody can really help. Like this is it. This is it. And I've met people whose accomplishment would be, they would consider an accomplishment the ability to be able to get a check from the government. If they were able to fool the process and get through whatever stages they need to get through to be able to get a check, then they were successful, and they feel like they're a successful member of society by doing that. Drop a bomb on that. Very sad. Very sad. And it's televised on social media, and they want to be. The thing about the goal is to check. Yes, I have learned that the goal for them is to check. And the thing about Nova Hampton and her family and her presence in social media, they see her as a star. They see her as a social influencer. They see her as somebody who has followers who donate to her, and they see her as like a social media product. Like this is like she's doing things. I would bet to say that they see her as being famous. Drop a bomb on that. For all the fucking wrong reasons. Being famous for all the wrong reasons. You understand what I'm saying? Just very sad. I went over there and I came out of there being depressed. I was like, I'm not going to do no clips, no nothing, no nothing. Okay, the last topic, Miss View, that I have for us, and then I'm going to close out because I am feeling my spirits. And we've been on for about 2 hours, so that's pretty cool. Should be called infamous. Exactly, infamous. Miss View. Okay? Famous or nothing. Famous for nothing. Miss View. Were you able to catch Shish Trish? Wait, before we get into Shish Trish, just remember, how was Nova able to afford bottom surgery? Oh, funny thing you ask. She was able to afford bottom surgery through Obama. Drop a bomb on that. Judge Hill, nice to see you. Nice to see you, Judge Hill. Thank you for being here. I would love to get some of your feedback on the happenings. I know Man Hands, as child number 5, is still from the clouds. And you know what as child number 5 is doing now? She is in Nova Hampton's chat, offering support, egging her on, and the whole name. And then she goes back and deletes her comments. It is as child number 5 move to do. She deletes a comment, but because Nova uses text to speech, we hear but then she goes back and deletes it. Miss View says, needed mental care instead of bottom surgery. Drop a bomb on that. Miss View, I really did not understand. And I asked my husband, even recently when we were watching, I said, how, like talk about systems failing. How is it that I'm assuming a lot of evaluations had to go into place for somebody to officially get their dick cut off, their balls removed, the dick then split in half and folded into a fake labia, okay? And then be provided with 3 sets of rigid, all different sizes and shapes, dildos for you to dildo yourself. And then the retarded bitch comes online. I said retarded bitch comes online as she's giving me a motherfucking interview with her back against the wall, fucking dildoing herself like this. Do you hear it? Here. The bitch dildo herself as she was giving me a motherfucking interview. Drop a bomb on that. I felt so fucking disrespected. Only my husband knows how disrespected I felt. Miss View, I never had a fucking tranny dildo herself while she was talking to me. Drop a bomb on that. Oh, I was mad. What? Just read my book. I gave this tranny all of my support, and I don't give a fuck that I'm using the word tranny on Pride Weekend. I can do it. Just read my book. When she got her dick cut off, and her balls removed, and her dick sliced in half, and then they folded it into a labia inward like this, and you know, stitched it up, and made her, you know, a man on the boat and everything, the man in the boat, okay? And they took her to a recovery home where her mama wouldn't even come see her. She was there with a whole bunch of orderlies that look crazy, Tyrone from the projects and shit, okay? And she was begging for money. And I sent her some, first of all, I figured out where she was at because nobody knew. I figured out where she was at. I called the place and I'm like, do you have somebody there by Nova Hampton? And they're like, oh yeah, she, you know, so we confirmed it. I sent her money. Other people sent her money. The bitch uses the money to buy herself Doritos and Cheetos from the vending machine. Drop a bomb on that. The mama will come visit her. Okay, the mama won't come visit her. Then it's time for the recovery. And I know, as somebody who's educated, okay, that when they do that, chips, yeah, she wanted chips and soda. No, she didn't want the soda. She just wanted the chips. She spent all the fucking money on chips from the fucking vending machine. I'm like, this is for your recovery, whatever that means. I'm thinking you need pads, you need the bleeding towels or whatever. No, she spent it on chips and soda from the machine. She was in a after surgery home or whatever for like 2 weeks. Because it's a major surgery. You can get an infection. You can die from it. You could bleed to death. A whole bunch of things. Anyway, just read my book. When the transsexuals decide to cut off their penises and then make it into a vagina, the body, because the body knows this is not right. This is not what it is. The hormones and the DNA and all that is saying, wait, it's supposed to be a penis, not why there a slit here. Just read my book. The body tries to close the wound. They even call it in medical terms, your vagina, they call it a wound. They call it a wound, okay? And your body, your white pallets and all that is trying to close the wound. So what happens is for about 1.5 to 2 years, you have to take a dildo. Okay? A rigid dildo. I like to call them dildors. A dildo. You have to take a dildo 3 times a day for about 15 to 20 minutes, and you have to dildo yourself. They call it dilating. I call it you're fucking yourself with your rigid dick, okay? And they're dilating themselves like that. And believe it or not, in ridiculous places like New York City, if you have that type of operation and you have an HR that's legit and you work for a legit company, your managers have to give you 15 minutes a day, 3 times a day during your work day for you to go to a private space if they don't have a bathroom or whatever, a single stall bathroom, single door bathroom, whatever, for you to dildo yourself, dilate yourself, because if not, your hole is going to close. So I was here doing a follow-up interview, and the bitch was with her head propped up, I'm assuming with her twat open. But here's the funny part. I cannot, but it's true. Here's the part, Miss View. Well, what's that word? What's that word? I'm okay. Lucinda, the bison, Jeremy Rodriguez is doing this to me. And she was having a whole motherfucking conversation as this bitch was dildoing herself right in front of our eyes on live TV. Okay. Miss View says he locked the door and threw away the fucking key. Okay, so you remember. So I'm not making this shit up. I felt highly disrespected, and I could not believe that this bitch would come on my stage, okay, and literally masturbate herself as she's having a conversation with me. Absolute trash. Yes, girl, really? Are you? No, you're not. We're not doing this today. Today is not the fucking day, and tomorrow don't look promising either. Okay. See, I always get burned, and this is going to be my last part of my monologue, at 2 hours and 6 minutes. I always get burned trying to go for the underdog, the less fortunate, the poor, unfortunate soul. Shout out to Ursula and the Little Mermaid. I tried to help Rico at the beginning. We saw how that turned out. And y'all all have different stories. Miss View tried to do some resume building and some goal setting, and she nearly got bit, got given HIV, and spat on her face. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? And beat up. I know where you at. You in DMV. I'm gonna walk right to your block. The whole nine. She paid that bitch off with $20 and got him off her back. Okay? Then I tried to help a dishonest the hoe, who knew I was engaged. Miss View says, last time I tried to help someone, I hated that nightgown that she wore. And the thing is, Miss View, it's such a case study for me. In New York City, as open and wild as we are, as flamboyant as people can be, and out there, I don't think she would have gotten approved here. I think, to be quite honest, I think that the medical professionals that were working with her, somebody in there said, you know what? It's best if we castrate this thing. It's best if this thing cannot reproduce. And I'm not reading, because trust me, like if I wanted to read, I want to make sure that you know that I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? The read itself is going to be a read, and then I'm going to punctuate it by letting you know I'm reading. Okay? I'm not reading. I really think professionals were like, let's castrate this. We don't need any offsprings from this. Just do it. Get the paycheck from Medicare. Just do it. New York City, I don't think New York City would have signed on for this. It's not all up there. It's not all up there. It doesn't have the support system that it needs. And I'm sorry that I'm referring to it as it, but it is what it is. And I teeter on the path of like, she's a little bit here. There's some issues here in the mind, but she also knows what the fuck she's doing, because when I had a back and forth with her privately and the whole nine, and I was disappointed, and I pointed a couple of things out and the whole nine, she tried to tell, she didn't try. She told me to get everything I did for her in blood. Drop a bomb on that. A retarded tranny told me to get it in blood. That's what she said, get it in blood. To get me to get it in blood. And she was smart enough to go on things and blocked me. She blocked me. I remember that. She told me to get it in blood, and she blocked me, Miss Viewers of You. Okay? She blocked me. Sure did. Absolutely. Anyway, I think we've had a good dragation of bitches. I am going to jump in the shower real quick and then crawl into bed with my Incredible Hulk, my husband. Miss View, I was telling the folks at the beginning of the live that I really enjoyed doing the last theater talk. I'm going to do another one. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow night, Saturday night. I was shocked and find it hilarious at the same time. It's so shocking. And then when you see the family, when you see the whole family, Miss View, the whole family is fucked up. I was listening to the mother, because she's living in a shelter now, Miss View, right? and they have to get out at a certain time. So when she has to get out, she don't get out to go to a job. She gets out to go hang out with her mother. See, this is the thing with people on social services, Miss View. I don't know. I've had family members that have been on social services. I can guarantee you and tell you because I've seen it and I've helped and I've watched them and I helped them fill out applications. They got on social services for a temporary purpose. They used the education path or whatever, and then they got off and went on and got jobs and the whole nine. Nova Hampton is currently on social services. Nova Hampton left her home to be in a homeless shelter with the hopes that she would get housing. Nova Hampton leaves the shelter every day and goes to her mother and streams from her mother's home. Their conversations of the whole nine. The mother is not interested in hearing anything that went overnight at the homeless shelter. And one conversation that I did hear between the mom and Nova Hampton, the mother said, well, we've been in the shelter like 3 times. They were in the shelter when Nova was a child or a teenager. So you know how it is. So it's like, okay, so this is a cycle. It literally is a cycle. A cycle. The mother was in the shelter with Nova and the other sister 3 different times in their life and eventually got an apartment. So guess what? It's time for Nova to go out and do the same because it's the circle that she has grown in. It's the circle of poverty that they have chosen. Just like Enrico Deontay Barber until Daddy Trump eliminates, which is part of his big, beautiful bill, eliminates services for people with AIDS. Drop a bomb on that. That's coming. And I think it's very unfortunate because even though I have disdain for what Enrico Deontay Barber does, I understand that especially in New York City, I've known people who really need the services, who are really surviving because of these services. But because you have people like Enrico Deontay Barber who are claiming services, but on a night like today at 11:13 p.m. on Pride Weekend, he's outside spreading HIV/AIDS and the genital warts that he has. And this is not alleged. I've seen it with my own eyes. I have pictures of the gray matter that formed around his anus from being a prostitute. Okay, now you could take that however you want to take it. You could say whatever you want to say. You have some legal papers, send it. I'll send it off to my family's law firm. Okay, I have the pictures, I have the video. We want to prove it, we want to prove it, whatever it is. Okay, he's out there spreading diseases right now. He's not out there or at home sleeping because he got to wake up tomorrow and open up the store at 5 a.m. or open up the Starbucks or the Chipotle or the Dunkin' Donuts or the Walgreens or the Walmart or any reparable job. None of that. No. No, he's out there infesting people. Because like his social worker or LPN or MPN, whatever it is, the non-doctor who acts like a doctor, told him he does not have to tell anybody his health status. Drop a bomb on that. I literally heard on live a healthcare provider tell him he did not have to share his HIV status with anybody. And that he loved that part. He absolutely loved that when he heard that. And he had us hear that. Another dumb fuck who offered the wrong advice. You don't tell a fucking cesspool of diseases, not just the HIV, but the triple H. HIV, herpes, and HPV. Drop a bomb on that. That he don't have to tell his partners. He absolutely has to tell every fucking body. That's some BS. And that is some BS that I heard with my two ears. I literally heard a ghetto ass bitch at a clinic tell him that. Who works at the clinic. He don't have to share all that. She said something along the lines of it's the other person's responsibility to also take care of their health. Are you fucking serious, girl? Are you serious? Yes, everybody has a responsibility to take care of their health. But if you know you have something as deadly as that, it's on you to step forward and say, there's something I need to tell you. I gotta tell you something. That's your part. That in the script, in the play, that's your part. That will always be your line. You have to have that line all the time. Miss Views, I have never gotten threatened to get a vampire bite before. That's criminal. Oh, yes. Remember, you got the bite. Tracy Cakes was gonna get the spat on. Mother was also gonna get bit, and I was gonna get bit. And I had a whole other situation added to it. My thing was I was gonna get bit with to get me HIV. Drop a bomb on that. I was going to get bit with the purposes of infecting me. That's what he said. That's what he said. I want to thank everybody who came through. Thank you so much. This has been wonderful. I'm about to jump in the shower, and then I'm going to go enjoy my husband. Thank you, Nurse 21, for being here. Thank you, Miss Love Blake. Thank you, Miss Viewers of You. Thank you. Just read my book, My Incredible Hulk. Thank you for loving me. All the helicopters that were here. Okay? Rico the Anti-Barber, whore. Okay? Thank you for being here and trying to make it about you. You gave me my opening monologue. Thank you. Meant every word I said. Every word I said. To the gay homosexuals that are out and about this weekend, please be safe. Please stay on your prep. Please make sure you wear a condom. Okay? No, that's not going to be the love of your life. You're not going to find the love of your life in a club on Pride weekend. No, that's usually not how it works. Be safe. Enjoy yourself. Okay? I will try to come through tomorrow. I might come through tomorrow and do the resume and then talk a little bit about some of the credits that I've had. So let's see. Miss View says, bouncy time, Lordy. Look at it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hugs and peace. Replay. Thank you so much. You guys have a beautiful, a good rest. It's too late. Y'all ladies cannot be going out at 11:17. Stay home. It's way too much going on in this world. Stay home. Relax, stay home. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll come through tomorrow and we'll do something fun. With that said, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Have a good night. Peace.